Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the Real Senior Stoner back at you for your Higher Standards Bubbler with G-Pen Connect, Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you like today's video, please join the family. Subscribe to Senior Stoner. Send likes our way, please, and comment all you want. I respond to every one of them. How many of you out there being blamed for everything these days? Everything falls on you. You're the nasty one. We're the ones who did it. Oh my God, it's our fault. Well, blame and responsibility are two different things. If people are blaming you for things all the time, that might be an inaccurate picture. Let's explore why they may try to pin blame on us every time and discuss what we can do about it. People who blame other people for things are stressed. Life is stressful in many ways. We know it is. Family, relationships, health, financial, naming only a few. Partners, everyone's partner, extremely stressed out lately. Life makes them stressed. So that expression of being stressed out can take the form of blame. They may see things that are going wrong or challenges that seem just too hard to face, and they blame it all on you. Well, a lot of these people, unfortunately, who are doing the blaming have low self-esteem. A person with low self-esteem does not like themselves. They may be struggling with their own emotions and with life in general, but unable to ask for help. So instead, they point the finger of blame at anyone who's present. And a spouse, a significant other, you're going to get it much more of the time than you deserve. But as with stress, unfortunately, the partner becomes the outlet for the difficult thoughts the other person has and difficult feelings. So accepting responsibility for actions means facing up to the possibility that people need to change. Change is scary for many people, especially when that change involves our own behavior. So people don't want to change. It's far easier not to change. Suddenly, since everything is our fault, people are no longer required to put in the hard work around us. And it is hard work to change how they are and who they are. It can't only rest on us. Now, many people who resist change and throw it on the other person in a relationship are narcissists. That's right. Unfortunately, they are. And they find it impossible to accept any kind of responsibility for anything wrong. They cannot admit wrong because it would shatter their fragile view of life and of themselves. Narcissists will always blame somebody else. So if you have one in your life, if you're married to one, in a relationship with one, you already know that it's going to be you that's responsible and is at blame for everything. So, what happens is a lot of people in relationships are controlling perfectionists. That's right, they have an exacting view on everything it should be. They can't tolerate when something's done differently than how they want to do it. They're controlling in behavior, expecting others around them to bend to their will. So, it's impossible to live up to some people's standards, and the result of that is blame. They blame people for not being perfect. That's right, the perfect person that they are. So every time you deviate from their expectation of perfection, you get blamed. People that are unhappy in their relationships blame everything on everybody else. See, they may even see the other person as the reason they're unhappy. So they begin to blame the other person for everything. They become the focus of discontent that the individual has. And rather than talking about it and working out the problem in the relationship, they look to take the easy way out. They try to pile the blame on the other person, and that way, if you end up in a separated situation, it's your fault, not theirs. Sometimes people who do these things resent the other person. That's right. It's a part of being unhappy in a relationship. the feeling of resentment towards your partner. So these people believe that you did something that made their life worse. Even if you both agreed on it, they see you as the primary instigator of whatever went wrong. Maybe it was moving to a new city. Maybe it was having a child. Maybe it was getting married in the first place. Maybe it was buying a home. Whatever it was, if they feel these changes have not worked out in their favor, or they're struggling to cope, they're going to blame the other person in the relationship. And they don't just blame you for the big change that occurred. They blame you for everything. These people, okay, the resenting people, very difficult to help them. Now, what about people that learn to blame others from parents? What about the parent model that blamed everything on the wife, and the wife blamed everything on the husband, and everything back and forth, everything, and all you learned was to blame the other person? Think about it. Children are like sponges. They soak up everything that they see and hear. And in the case of unhealthy patterns, they see those too, and they think it might be the norm. Wow. If all they ever saw were parents blaming each other, one against the other, they're going to grow up and replicate that behavior. Well, sometimes when a person does something they're not proud of, or in some way they regret it, they do what's called project it on the other one. I go out and have a car accident, come home and yell at Mrs. Stoner for driving bad. I know it's weird, right? But that's what happens. Rather than taking the blame of what you did, you find a way to blame the other person for something you did. A lot of people just feel burdened with responsibility of any kind. They want it to slide off of them like shark skin, water on shark skin. It just slides right through. A lot of people are like that. They may or may not be accurately reflecting a situation. It doesn't matter, because it's how they see it. So that partner, that person, blames the other no matter what, because they just can't take it. So there are a lot of ways that it happens that people blame other people erroneously. But what do we do with these people? What if they're friends, spouses, loved ones, co-workers? What do we do? Patience. We have to be patient. We have to understand that for them, blame is a tool. If you try to get them to go cold turkey on blame, you take away a method that they've used for years to self-soothe. Not going to happen. They'll turn to other tools like anger. So don't fight blame with blame. When you truly believe something is your fault, take the blame. Maybe you'll get it actually you're right, okay? Try to use neutral language when you're being blamed. Instead of blaming your partner back, try to avoid saying, you did it too. Maybe just say, I feel hurt, upset by that. I feel hurt and upset by that. Try to make it personal for you. And any kind of counseling has to be approached carefully when you're in the blame situation. Maybe consider counseling individually, not as a partner or as a couple, because you could get into a situation where all you do in that entire situation, that session, is blame each other. So you got to get better at accepting responsibility. You got to get better at showing the other person respect. And then, guess what happens? Because we live in a full circle world. You have hope and opportunity. You're going to get their respect. Show them respect. Continue to treat them with respect. Show them the type of person you are, and they will show you respect back. And you've got to recognize one big thing, that persistent blaming of another partner is a sign of emotional abuse and should be called out as such. So rather than letting them just go on about something like that, people need to really bring it up. Sweeping it under the rug does no good for anyone in these situations. Remember, don't fight blame with blame. Fight it with love. Fight it with attention. Fight it with goodness. And all we can do, as we always know, is the best that we can. We try the best that we can. You know what we can do? Get our fingers on the windowsill and get our bodies into that window of life. This is the Real Senior Stoner, talking about blame and how it affects many people differently, and how we need to accept things better and not blame other people. Let's take our dab of the day. Here we go. The G-Pen Connect getting on the dab train. Here it is, the dab train. Cheers. Excuse me. Remember, everybody, let's try not to blame others for what we do, and let's own our own actions. This is the Real Senior Stoner. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.